Chapter 4. Escaping into the screen. The nights were the hardest. That was when memories of Adrian crept in uninvited, when silence made every wound feel louder. Ella dreaded bedtime not because she feared the dark, but because the dark left her alone with thoughts that refused to quiet down. But slowly, she found a solution. It started with that one K-drama she stumbled on after Adrian's betrayal, but soon, it grew into something more. Every night, she would curl into her bed, laptop balanced on her knees, and press play. The glow of the screen filled her small room, chasing away shadows. And as the stories unfolded, Ella found herself pulled into worlds far brighter than her own. There was Ji-hoon, the charming but awkward hero who tripped over his words yet loved so fiercely it made her heart ache. There was Min-seok, the stoic man who softened only for the girl he adored. There were second leads who fought silently for love, friends who stood by no matter what, and heroines who found strength in the most unexpected places. Ella laughed with them, cried with them, and sometimes paused just to hug her pillow and whisper, "Why can't love be like this in real life?" The more she watched, the more she realized her heart wasn't as numb as she thought. It still knew how to feel, it just needed a safe place to feel without being hurt again. That safe place became her screen. Soon her routine shifted. Days were for surviving work, errands, polite conversations that barely scratched the surface of her feelings. Nights were for living, for slipping into other worlds where love wasn't cruel, where betrayal wasn't inevitable, and where happy endings weren't just dreams. But it wasn't only K-dramas. One evening, while scrolling online, Ella stumbled upon a Thai BL drama. She had heard of them before but never watched one. Curiosity got the better of her and she clicked. 2 episodes in, she was hooked. The story was tender, raw, and beautiful. 2 friends slowly realizing their feelings, torn between fear and longing, yet ultimately choosing love. Ella cried so hard she had to pause just to breathe. It felt so real that for a moment she forgot it wasn't. By the time she finished the series, she was different. Something inside her had shifted. She realized she wasn't just watching to pass the time, she was watching because these stories were teaching her to believe again. Every love story she consumed was like a thread sewing her broken heart back together. Fictional or not, they reminded her that love could be loyal, gentle, and healing. Cartoons followed, not the silly, childish kind, but the kind with stories that whispered truths about love in the simplest ways. Animated characters who held hands, confessed under the stars, and sacrificed for one another made her smile in ways she hadn't in months. Her laptop became her companion, her shield. She decorated her room with posters of her favorite shows. She downloaded soundtracks and listened to them on her way to work, closing her eyes and imagining herself in those worlds. In time, she even started to feel something she hadn't in a long while. Happiness. Not the fleeting kind she used to get from Adrian's empty promises, but the soft, steady kind that came from knowing she had a safe place to turn to when life was too heavy. Of course, not everyone understood. Marisol shook her head one afternoon when she visited and saw Ella halfway through another drama marathon. "You can't just hide in movies forever, you know." Ella smiled faintly, pausing the episode. "I'm not hiding. I'm healing." Marisol frowned. "But they're not real. You know that, right?" Ella's smile didn't fade. "They don't have to be real to make me feel something." And that was the truth. Maybe the actors didn't know her name. Maybe the characters would never step out of the screen to wipe her tears. But when she pressed play, she felt seen, understood, comforted. And in a world that had hurt her so deeply, that was more than enough. At night, when the final episode ended and the credits rolled, Ella would place her hand on her chest and feel her heart beating strong again. She wasn't completely healed, no. The scars were still there, and the ache hadn't fully gone away. But she was beginning to smile more easily. She was beginning to dream again, even if those dreams lived in fictional worlds. And for Ella, that was the first step back to herself. Little did she know, those nights of escaping into the screen weren't just about healing. They were about rediscovering what love truly meant, not just in fiction, but one day, maybe, in reality too.